It's dark again. I just turned the dark thing off and it's still thinking it's dark. Well, let's fix that, shall we? Ah, the joys of configurable video cameras. Yes, now I want you to be over here. Yeah. 5. A little bit of brightness. Turn down just a tad. There. See? That's what it's supposed to look like. That's roughly what I look like, by the way. Oh, goodness me. It is Wednesday, the day of Wednesday, named after the ancient Norse god Wednesday. Hey, I haven't gotten the Thudness Day yet, so... And just a reminder, we here at the Troubadork Show are brought to you by Ray's Monolith Center. Get yourself a monolith, put it out for everyone to see. Yeah, get yourself a monolith. The absurdity will set you free. It doesn't really matter whose party that you're with, so let's all make it weird. Get yourself a monolith. Ray's Monolith Exchange. We deliver, just don't ask how. Okay. So, it is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week, but also, weirdly enough, nearer the end of the week for me, because although I work on Friday, I get paid on Thursday because I've been working there long enough. My bank goes, you're probably getting money. So, the first song we're going to do is a song I have not done for quite some time. It's an original one, so that's a warning. It is, in fact, Sock Pirates, which is a traditional airship, steampunk, pirate, sock-stealing shanty in the traditional mode. Come, listen to me, tell me hearties, heed well to me call. We'll launch our ships and stealthily we'll glide over the wall. We'll land as soft as feathers and we'll deftly pick their locks. We'll pounce upon our prey, me boys, and then we'll steal their socks. Sock pirates in dirigibles, the sky be where we roam, just looking for a decent pair without a holy toe. Sock pirates of the skies, me boys, the clouds be where we roam. We'd all turn on as sailors if we just could make our own. The city watch, they know our ship, each one does know our names. They stalk down us poor sailors, and upon us heap their shame. We'd ransack every port and town for hosiery we adore. 'Tis not so much a fetish, more a way of keeping score. Sock pirates in dirigibles, the sky be where we roam, just looking for a decent pair without a holy toe. Sock pirates of the sky, me boys, the clouds be where we roam. We'd all turn on as sailors if we just could make our own. We'd almost had our fill, me lads, but we made one stop more. Accosted a fair maiden coming out of the yarn store. This plucky lass, she was quite brave, she did not flinch a bit. She glared us down defiantly and taught us how to knit. It's not really all that hard. There's a lot of repetition. You do have to keep track of a lot of things, though. Sock pirates of the sky, no more, no longer do we roam. We've all turned on as sailors who know how to turn a toe. Sock pirates in the sky no more. We've settled down at home. We've all turned on as sailors now that we can make our own. Yar. Well, that's a good way to start. One of the sillier songs I've ever written, and I'm kind of happy about that. Moving over this way, because I notice I have a tendency to drift that direction, and drifting that direction means that I'm actually like reversing where I am. I'm almost on top of the microphone here, but it also means you can see more of this business, and so forth and so on. As a matter of fact, you know what? What do I do? If I do this, just no, other way. Gotta turn it the other way. Yeah, there we go. My currently high-tech camera mount is on top of a monitor, which is on a stand screwed into the wall. Because we like science here. Anyway, welcome to show number 154 on the 16th of December, 2020, in a room called away in a house known as Ororoki in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, unless you asked us for a Christmas card address, in which case we probably gave it to you, because, you know, I'm counting more on the security of obscurity than anything else. So, changing gears, changing instruments, because it is time, I tell you, for me to play a traditional song that I wrote a couple of months ago, I think, to get this thing off the wall. Here it is. Because I was going to write a song, Tobias Drifted. Yes. Oh my God. I drift all over the place. That's because I have new casters. One of the things I did for myself is I got fancy casters. Thankfully, casters are not more expensive than the wheels. Well, you're welcome, Tom. I am more than happy. I'll send out a few chords here and there. The dreaded F chord on the baritone ukulele. I'm going to do... Now, the next song we're going to do is a song that I wrote when I was attempting to write another song entirely. Several months back, I lost my tiny mind, and I asked people to post song titles that they would like me to write songs to, and then I would write songs to them based on how many likes and reacts they got on Facebook. And there are three songs, the top three, one of which is Goddammit Laguerre, which I'm probably going to retouch. I have done that a couple of times, but I think it needs to be redone. Second one is Grandpa's Can of War Ration Spam, which I did yesterday. And the third one is, I'm calling it God Help the Queen, and it's actually for my friend Jana Zepp, who plays Queen Margaret of Scotland in the Isles. Unfortunately, when I was trying to write that one, I was suddenly overcome by a remembrance of something from a long time ago, back when I used to LARP, big shock, I know, with the Amtsgard crowd, and there was a visiting kingdom in Dallas that came down to our little Grand Duchy of Baraduin, because we were in Austin and it had to be different. And this one gentleman had created a character, because in the SCA, by the guidelines of the SCA, every member of the SCA portrays a persona that is at least a lord or lady, a somewhat landed gentry status. And part of that is because otherwise you'd never be able to leave your own territory at all. But this guy came up with the Dread Peasant Festus, and this was right around the time of The Princess Bride coming out in theaters. So it was that, I'm the Dread Peasant Festus, there will be a few survivors. And it occurred to me this man needed a song, and I wrote it. It's a man who came from humble beginnings and stayed there. The notes say, play with unnecessary grandeur. He came from a tiny village just outside of Aberdeen, and his face, it was not noble, and his clothes, they were not clean. But there's often been a hero that has come from such a start. was neither brave nor smart. They're all heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are some men bound for glory, bound for riches or for fame, and among that noble roll call you will not find Festus's name. For his voice it was not noble, nor his bearing very fine, and he towered over no one at the height of 4'9". They're all heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. But from lowly circumstances, some men rise among the rest. Not that Festus ever tried hard, well, that there is just my own guess. But in noble battles, some men can achieve beyond compare. Try not to read the comments. And on the battlefield of Hastings, you got me, Richard. Our man Festus was not there. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. Thoughtful part. There are legendary figures doomed to fade away obscure, and our peasant Festus suits that. At least we think we're pretty sure. There is not much known of Festus. Peasantry builds little pride. Matter of fact, all that we're sure of, well, we're all pretty sure he died. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man, and that's all of that. Oh my gosh. Sequel to Sox Pirates, The Entered Sky of Cats, Love, Dreaded Pheasant Drum. Wow, owie. Okay, I can't even. Dreaded Pheasant Festus. Dreaded Pheasant Festus. He's about that big and covered in feathers and walks like this. Oh, I will be honest with you. I spent the better part of about 20 minutes driving home rambling about something. And the only reason I bring it up here is that words like that affect brains. And which is part of the reason why I wrote Artisanal Gibberish and Artisanal Gibberish 2, Further Gibberish, both of which will be being published by Paper Angel Press in 2021. Oh my gosh! But a friend of mine was at home sick one day, and he had a box of Pop-Tarts, and he was eating of a Pop-Tart, and he saw on the side of the box of Pop-Tarts there was, in fact, a Pop-Tart hotline. And he called the Pop-Tart hotline, and he actually asked them, do people really call with technical questions about Pop-Tarts? And there was this very long pause on the other end, and the voice, the sound tone of infinite weariness said, you have no idea. But I found it very difficult to say the phrase Pop-Tart hotline clearly, because I kept coming out Pop-Tart hotline. Pop-Tart hotline. Pop-Tart pop. And the dreaded Peasant Festus, see, again, it's just going to be a mess. I am working on the audiobook for Artisanal Gibberish Volume 1, and I may one day forgive myself for having written all those dang words. Oh, my gosh. So, the next song we are going to do is a traditional one. I have not been doing a lot of traditional stuff, and there are various and sundry reasons for that. However, assuming I can get this to actually find the file I want. There we go. However, changing instruments, because the F chord is so much easier on this ukulele than on that one. Because the F chord, for those of you who play guitar, know that on a regular guitar you've got a bar across like everything in the known universe, and then you've got to do that. On the ukulele, however, it's a two-finger wonder. It's beautiful. Now, the B chord, on the other hand, that's an F chord. So, you trade off. And I am wondering what I did with the 1, parenthesis numeral 1, felt ukulele pick I had out. I must have put it somewhere where I would not lose it, because I have lost it. Oh, well. That's okay. Wait, I have more picks over there, don't I? I'll be right back. I'm going to go see if I have some picks. Beep, 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 beep. I'm over here now. I'm not on stage yet. I will be in a minute, though. You have to wait till I come all the way back here. I have a leather pick. Oh my gosh, I'm getting fancy. All right, we're going to try this. Ooh. We'll drink to the downfall of tyrants. We'll drink to Christ the Lord. Push the button, Max. We'll drink to the 12 apostles. See? Who preach his holy word. We'll drink to the saints and martyrs. Be flat in the dismal days of yore. And whenever our glasses are empty, we'll remember one saint more. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember one saint more. We'll drink a health to the king, me boys. We'll drink a health to the queen. We'll drink to the royal princes, wherever they are seen. We had one a minute ago. We'll drink to the dukes and duchesses and all their loyal men. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll fill them up again. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll fill them up again. We'll drink a health to the landlord of this glorious harvest feast. We'll raise our tankards high, me boys, to the strength of malt and yeast. Fermentation. We'll drink a health to the landlord and his ale so strong. And finally, I got a handle on that B-flat chord. And we'll hope that he forgets to shout when it comes to closing time. And we'll hope that he forgets to shout when it comes to closing time. And now we'll drink to the ladies. Hi there. We'll drink to all their charms. How you doing? We'll drink to the pleasures that we find when we are in there's a family show arms. We'll hold them very tight, me boys, but we will make it clearly. I've got a handle on that B-flat chord finally. It's goodbye on the day that they do say they will keep us from our beer. It's goodbye on the day that they do say they will keep us from our beer. we go. That was not bad. Leather pick with a hole in it. I'm not sure why there's a hole in it. Probably because that way they couldn't afford the entire cow, so they had to But it's leather. It's a pick, and it's big enough that my stupid arthritic hands can hold on to it. I like that. A very safe play. Max! Push the button, Max! One of my favorite movies. I have so many. Well, shockingly, we've come this far, and I am now prepared to do the last song in the set. Yeah, I know. We've come this far, and we're building this big head of steam, and then it's like, and we're done. But there are two reasons why I do a set roughly a half an hour. Part of it is because this is effectively a replacement for my driving home from work, since I'm working from home. And the other part is that one day, I'm not sure when, but one day, they will permit us to gather in groups again. And we'll call them, I don't know, conventions or festivals or fairs or something like that. And one day, I will be able to get people to let me get up on a stage and do this in 30-minute chunks. Maybe even 60-minute chunks. For people who might just be amused by it. That is my plan. So 154 half-hour shows later, a few of them being a bit longer, one or two being a little shorter, I'm building up what's called the flight hours, as pilots say. You gotta spend time being up in the air, and in theory, you encounter all the things you can possibly encounter. So I've already done approximately 2 long-run 8-weekend fairs, and a few pop-up festivals here and there, and maybe a gig. And I want to thank everyone who has supported me so far. And that's y'all, because y'all are watching me. Whether or not you contribute in any way other than watching me, making comments, telling people about it, that helps a lot. And I really appreciate it. Yeah. So thank you. Very serious about that. Let's do one more song. And this next song is... Oh, yeah. This next song is very, very happy little song. A song about drunkenness, gambling, und defenestration. Ja. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mein luck. Oh, a lot of these big Flemish guys, I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was gonna show, surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. For he invented the maneuver called the Hasselhoff maneuver, which goes like this. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there and I fled down to the bar. I happily chugged lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. And then I remembered in my back pocket I had this very informative pamphlet right over here. And I said, "1 moment, please." And I read it very quickly, and it reminded me what to do. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. They had gathered quite a crowd, by the great feat I had performed. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite formed. When time to pay the bill came, please for credit were all scorned. And so I tight pushed and mine ground, mine fate was quite forewarned. For shockingly enough it determined that in this very, very bar in Helsinki, they had hired a currently unemployed Oscar Hasselhoff to be their bouncer. I was thrilled. I said, Guten Abend, Mr. Hasselhoff. Sie geht, would you sign my copy of your book? And he signed it. And then he grabbed me by the crotch and he threw me out the window. Well, that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems the fenestration works on me as well as you. Everyone sing the happy song! Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. And so we go flying through the window, yahoo! And landing in the privet bush just outside the pub. A convenient, staggering, not the most hygienic privet bush in the world, but there was a well next to, and I threw myself over in the fountain and I washed down. I was okay. Coming to the end of yet another Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show as I put the Bavarian accent back in the box until next time. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Those of you who are watching it live, those of you who are watching it in reruns, because I know I'm big in repeats, thank you. Also, I know this isn't the most convenient time in the world for people to watch stuff, so if you watch this later on, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm very serious about that. So I do want to say I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me, and I do want to thank some folks. Of course, we live in a capitalistic society, so I get to do this thing over here, and let's talk about the tip jars because, you know, what is a festival show without someone asking, please give me cash? You do not need to give me cash. If you are suddenly overcome with a complete lack of judgment, however, you can give me money over here at paypal.com/theadequate or Venmo @theadequate. And Eric, Robert, Rick, Miranda, and Emily have all been startlingly generous in their donations. Eric, in fact, is the man who is to be held almost entirely responsible for the fact that I wrote Socially Emotionally Distant, because he basically dared me to write it and then he gave me money for it. So, you know, that's how that works out. I got a Patreon, because who doesn't have a Patreon these days? And these are folks who have decided to throw money at me every month. And this has been going on for a while now, so you'd think the numbers would get less instead of more, but there's more people now doing it. And that's Austin and Chris and Teppo and Shay and Cascuro and Linda and Ann, Stephen and Rob, and Alicia and Relly, and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene. And see, on the screen, it's over here. But when I'm looking at it, it's over here. So that's why I always look over at the words when I'm talking about that. It's bizarre, I know. But Patreon peeps get previews of songs, they get buttons, they get ebooks, they get real books, they get the $2 a month, cheapest ad budget in the world, like Paper Angel Press, who are going to be publishing my books. Amazing. And that's like these guys over here. And by the way, if you are giving me $2 a month or more and you have something, anything within reason to promote, a website, a product, service, someone else's website, someone else's product, someone else's service, or just you, or just say hi, or say vote, like Chris did right before the election, which was very exciting, I got to tell you like that, let me know. I'll put it in the crawl down here. The $10 a month level is also the You're So Dang Smart, You Write Something level, where you tell me to write a song about something. Anything within reason. I write that song, and I perform it. That's the kind of guy I am. So that's all of that business there. And there's also previews of songs and some other behind-the-scenes stuff and weirdness. The archives all live over here on the Facebook page at facebook.com/TobiasTheAdequate and Twitch TV/TobiasTheAdequate. Twitch keeps 2 weeks of songs. The Facebook page is the Tobias the Adequate fan page, so it keeps all the songs. And YouTube.com/MPLEGARE, because the Adequate was already taken. Has the Troubadork playlist, which is caught up to, I think, yesterday. So I'll probably catch it up to today, tomorrow. And then I'll catch it up to Thursday on Friday. And then I have 2 days off and I can relax. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre has a lot of the recorded stuff, which I can't do live because it requires multiple instruments or vocalists, including a 4-part harmony version of Reaver Johnny Reaver, a song called Ham, 30 to 50 Feral Hogs, a doo-wop song called Business Goose, which I'm still very pleased with, and a bunch of other stuff. And then, of course, Ask Philo, which is the weekly question and answer session with Philo T. Headbecker Kneecap, Rednecromancer from northern southeast Texas. And this week is the last episode of the first 13-episode series. And we touch on a few things, and Philo talks about some other stuff, and I think it's pretty good. It's a nice way to kind of bring everything kind of to a circle. We're going to do another series. It's just it's getting cold down there, and the swamp starts to ice up. Well, it's actually because there's a curse, but we'll talk about that. You can find out about that over there at anchor.fm/The Adequate, or wherever The Adequate podcast is distributed, and that includes Spotify. And each episode is about 10 minutes, and there's 13 episodes. It's 130 minutes total, and every time you listen to one of them, I get a penny. So there it is. All you got to do is tolerate it. So there you are. And also, I should warn you, yes, it's really happening. Thud Bucket, death metal you can laugh at. Me and Ron Dorn of Absolute Darkness and Infanticide and a bunch of other bands and projects, and the man behind the app for 70,000 Tons of Metal, The Cruise, did a thing, and we're releasing the thing everywhere on the 20th of December, and that includes Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon. I see this staring out at me from Amazon.com Music. You have any idea what it's like to see your own ugly mug staring at you from Amazon.com Music and not expecting it? I blasphemed. I did. We do have one video up on YouTube, and we do have a Facebook page, so check it out. It costs you nothing to pay any attention to it at all, and it just makes us feel good about it. And that'll happen in 4 days. Oh my goodness. Whew! Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. If you like death metal, or like laughing, or like both, check it out. And that's everything. And I thank you all for hanging out with me once again. We will do this again tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow, but I am not going into work. I went into work today and yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to work from home. And we'll see how that all goes. And we'll see what we're going to do. Now, next week, it's Christmas week. And Thursday is Christmas Eve. And it's entirely possible that I will be doing an extended show for Christmas Eve. And I could very well be debuting a song that one person is responsible for. And whether she sees it or not, she knows who she is. It's the one Christmas song I've written so far. It may be the only Christmas song I write. So, but do check that out on Thursday. We're here Monday through Thursday, about 4:30 to about 5. We're a little over 5 right now, but, you know, I ramble. And that's everything. That's enough out of me. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Remember that there is hope, and there is joy, and absurdists often find the truth. Y'all have been wonderful, and I have been Tobias the Adequate. Once again, thank you for encouraging my behavior, and I will see you next time.